Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and let's do a follow-up on this Hori Battlepad Switch Gamecube controller. Okay, so first of all, for all of you who have been asking me how does it compare to an original Gamecube controller, as I've already mentioned previously, I can't remember how my Gamecube controller feels, so I can't really tell you. Okay, now the other thing that if I didn't make it clear previously, there is no rumble on this controller, no gyro, and no NFC support. So it's basically just a controller. There's no rumble, no motion detection, and you definitely cannot read amiibos using it. Now, this is a USB wired controller. The wire is about 3 meters long, so that's about 9 feet 10 inches according to Google. Okay, so that's about the controller. So remember that because this is a USB controller, you need a USB hub or something to connect it to your Switch. So either you can use it in your dock mode, in your Switch dock, or I have a Hori. This is the Hori USB stand. So this stand has USB ports in it, and of course you can also charge it. So yeah, this is a pretty good stand. So I'm just gonna plug it in here, and let's turn on the switch. Okay, this light you see, remember that it only lights up if the bumpers are flipped. Okay, if the bumpers are not flipped, this light is not constantly on. There is no sound when you press the buttons. Okay, the clicking sound you heard is actually coming from the switch. So let me just turn down this volume. So I'm gonna go back to the button testing. So I'm gonna go back to, so I'm gonna test input devices, controller button. So okay, so that clicking sound you're hearing in the previous video is basically just coming from the Switch's test button input thing. Okay? Okay, so the next thing that people have been asking me is, how's the snapback of the thumbsticks? So it's not like I have smashed the test here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the test that I've been seeing other videos on YouTube to say how to test for snapback. So what I'm gonna do is, here's Hollow Knight. So the main thing here is when Hollow Knight turns, it's an immediate 1 frame turn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna travel in one direction, and I'm just gonna let go of the control of the stick and let it snap back, and we'll see whether it turns to the other direction. Okay, so didn't turn. Okay, so there it turned to the right. Didn't turn. Didn't turn. Didn't turn. Didn't turn. So it turned to the right again. So okay, I guess there's some snapback, but from what I heard on the internet, from what I've been watching on the videos, it seems like because these are analog sticks, so this snapback situation is probably just gets worse by age. So since this is a new controller, it probably doesn't do much. So you can see I'm moving right, I'm stopping. Okay, so there's no snapback right now. Okay, let's try right again. So yeah, it's hard to tell. From what I can see is, okay, it snapped and turned to the right again just now. Nothing. Okay, there was some again, nothing. So I can't really tell whether this is good or bad, because again, this is an analog controller, so it probably is going to deteriorate over time. Okay, aside from snapback, I guess the other thing that some people are interested in is that how straight are these is the Octagon Gate on the stick. So let's see now, if we go full vertically, so it seems like it's actually quite accurate to the directions. So it seems quite accurate. The gates seems to fit the corners pretty well. So you can just snap into a corner. So let's try for the right analog stick. So again, it just locks into the corners very well. So I guess the gate is quite accurate in all the directions. Now I'm going to take apart the controller because someone is asking, how is the stick box inside for the thumbsticks? So I guess that's because you all want to see whether you can use this as a donor for fixing normal GameCube controllers. I mean, I guess that's the best explanation for asking whether the stick box, where to look at the stick box. Why is the screw not coming out? Okay. Okay, let's see, what does it look like in there? Okay. So that's the separate trigger pads. Okay, here's one of the sticks. Let's see if I take a look at this without removing it. Okay, there's the stick box. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at over here, but from the videos, I don't think this definitely doesn't look like a normal GameCube Switch box, because it's fully metal, where the GameCube one, when I saw in the other videos, it's basically it's like plastic like that. But of course the construction is the same. There are potential meters and other things around it. And how does the click work? Oh. So I guess when you press down, it presses down on that. When you press down to act like a right thumbstick, it will press in here. Hey! Yeah, that's right. There's no way you can use this Switch box as a replacer for a game for an original GameCube controller, because unlike an original GameCube controller, this thing you can push down on the thumbstick on this. So it's definitely of a different design already. So yeah, I don't think you can use this as a donor Switch box if that was what some of you were thinking. Okay. So for those of you who are wondering about the Switch box, here it is. Sorry to disappoint you if you're trying to use it for other things. Okay, let me put it back together now. Okay, so that was the follow-up video of the Hori Switch GameCube controller Battlepad, whatever you want to call it. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, okay? I'll see you all in the next video.